The old high school stood desolate at the edge of Creekwood. Abandoned for years, it was a haunting reminder of a brighter past. Now, broken windows stared out like vacant eyes. Vines, like grasping claws, reached towards the rusted roof. Locals whispered of strange occurrences within its decaying walls. Creekwood High, once a place of laughter and learning, now a shell of forgotten dreams. It stood cloaked in an eerie silence, disturbed only by the wind whistling through the broken panes. The air around it hung heavy, thick with the smell of damp earth and decay. It was a place most avoided, especially after dark. The schoolyard, once bustling with energetic students, lay abandoned. The swing set creaked mournfully in the wind, a rusty symphony of forgotten laughter. The basketball court, now cracked and overgrown with weeds, was a graveyard of faded dreams. Each rustle of leaves, every shadow that danced in the moonlight, seemed to whisper tales of the past, stories that lingered long after the school bell had rung for the last time. Locals spoke of the whispering hallway, a long corridor on the second floor. Legend had it that after dark, whispers echoed through this hallway. Voices called out names, luring the unsuspecting deeper into the school's shadowy heart. Some dismissed it as an old wives' tale, but others knew better. The hallway had been the site of a tragic accident years ago. A student rushing to class had fallen down the stairs, his screams echoing through the empty halls. Since then, his tormented whispers were said to haunt the hallway, a chilling reminder of a life cut short. Those who dared to venture near after dark spoke of feeling a cold breath on their necks, of hearing their names called out in a mournful whisper. The legend of the whispering hallway was more than just a local ghost story. It was a warning. It spoke of a darkness that lingered within the abandoned school, a malevolence that fed on fear and curiosity. It was a place where the veil between the living and the dead was thin, where the echoes of the past had a chilling way of becoming real. One Friday night, a group of teenagers, bored with the mundane, decided to explore the abandoned school. There was Jake, the daredevil, Emily, the skeptic, Ryan, the cautious one, Chloe, the adventurous soul, and Ben, the quiet observer. Armed with flashlights and a heady mix of bravado and fear, they stepped into the darkness. The air inside was stale, heavy with the scent of dust and decay. The only light came from their flashlights, cutting through the gloom like knives. Each creak of the floorboards, every sigh of the wind through the broken windows sent shivers down their spines. They moved deeper into the school, their laughter echoing nervously in the silence. Despite their initial bravado, a sense of unease settled upon them. The air grew colder, the shadows seemed to twist and writhe, and the silence was broken only by the sound of their own breathing. The building seemed to watch them, its empty eyes following their every move. They reached the second floor, their hearts pounding in unison with the rhythm of their footsteps. As they approached the infamous hallway, a cold breeze swept through, sending a chill down their spines. Then they heard it. A whisper, faint and indistinct at first, but undeniably there. "Hello?" Jake called out, his voice echoing in the silence. The only response was the sound of their own ragged breathing. They pressed on, each step taking them deeper into the heart of the legend. The air grew heavy, pressing down on them like a physical weight. "Did you hear that?" Emily whispered, her eyes wide with a mixture of fear and excitement. The others nodded, their faces pale in the flickering beam of the flashlights. The whisper, though faint, had been unmistakable. It was a sound that sent shivers down their spines. A sound that spoke of another presence within the desolate halls. Section 5. Deeper they go. Ignoring the growing unease, they ventured deeper into the hallway. The whispers grew louder, clearer. They heard their names being called, each voice laced with a chilling desperation. The air turned icy cold, biting at their skin. Fear, raw and primal, began to grip their hearts. "This is creepy, even for me," Jake admitted, his usual bravado faltering. The hallway seemed to stretch on forever, the darkness at the end beckoning them forward. The whispers, no longer faint, swirled around them, a chorus of disembodied voices whispering their doom. "We should go," Ryan urged, his voice tight with fear. But it was too late. They were trapped, caught in the grip of something ancient and malevolent. The whispers seemed to seep into their minds, whispering dark secrets, amplifying their deepest fears. Section 6. The shadow figure. At the end of the hallway, a figure flickered in and out of view. Tall and skeletal, it seemed to be made of shadows, its eyes glowing with an eerie light. Terror, raw and consuming, seized the teenagers. Their blood ran cold, their breath caught in their throats. The figure moved towards them, gliding effortlessly over the floor. Its eyes, burning like embers in the darkness, seemed to bore into their souls. A cold wind swept through the hallway, extinguishing their flashlights and plunging them into absolute darkness. Screams, choked and desperate, echoed through the hallway. The figure moved with unnatural speed, its form shifting and swirling like smoke in the darkness. Its touch, icy cold and insubstantial, sent waves of terror through their bodies. One by one, the teenagers began to disappear, their screams cut short, leaving behind only an echoing silence. Section 7. Vanishing one by one. It started with Ben, the quiet one. One moment he was there, the next he was gone, vanished without a trace. Then it was Chloe. Her scream cut short as if a hand had been clamped over her mouth. Panic surged through the remaining teenagers. They were trapped, hunted by something they couldn't see, couldn't fight. The darkness pulsed with an unseen energy. Each whisper seemed to sap their strength, their will, leaving them vulnerable to the lurking evil. They stumbled back, their hands outstretched, searching for each other, for anything familiar in the consuming darkness. "Jake, Emily!" Ryan cried out, his voice hoarse with terror. But there was no answer, only the sound of his own echoing fear. He was alone, the last one left, abandoned to whatever fate awaited him in the heart of the whispering hallway. Section 8. The search begins. The next morning, when the teenagers didn't return home, a search party was organized. The old school, shrouded in the morning mist, seemed to watch them with a sinister silence. The search party fanned out, their calls echoing through the empty halls. They found no sign of the teenagers, no trace of their presence, except for a single flashlight lying on the floor of the whispering hallway. Its beam, still faintly glowing, pointed towards a darkness that seemed to pulse with an unseen energy. The search continued for weeks, but the teenagers had vanished without a trace. The authorities, baffled and disturbed, could offer no explanation for their disappearance. The case grew cold, the mystery deepening with each passing day. Section 9. Unsolved Whispers. The old Creekwood High School remained abandoned, a chilling monument to the unsolved mystery. The legend of the whispering hallway took on a new, more sinister meaning. The whispers remained, a constant reminder of the teenagers who had vanished within its walls. Some say the whispers are the tormented cries of the lost teenagers, their souls forever bound to the hallway. Others say it's the beckoning call of something sinister, luring the curious to their doom. Whatever the truth, the whispering hallway stands as a chilling testament to the darkness that can lurk in the most unexpected places. And so, the old school stands, its windows like vacant eyes staring out at the town. A silent sentinel guarding a dark secret, a place where whispers linger and the missing are never truly gone, only forgotten.